What's going on, guys? Today, we're gonna be doing a Lethal Company monster tier list. Now, as you know, I've been playing lots of Lethal Company. I love it. It's great. So I want to go over just some the monsters in here that proven to harm us in our journey. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. My criteria for this, it's basically solely on opinion and things I've either seen or I've encountered myself. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first one, as you see our tiers here, we have just leave. This is basically just there's no really fighting it. You just want to leave basically. You don't want to stick around. You just want to see ya. ABC, the normal, and then harmless, which are for specific ones. For example, we're gonna put roaming locusts and the manticoys, harmless. As you know, I mean they do nothing. They're just for nice scenery. They're great. I love them. They're cool. All right. We are gonna just flop around here and just pick which ones we want to put up. For the just leaves, I think who plays this game, the little girl, it's literally just a leave. If you see her inside of the facility, you're like on the moons, you literally just have to leave the facility. You literally have to. Outside, you could outrun her, yes, but it's still like you basically just want to leave if you get haunted. Because eventually you're just going to end up dying, or I mean, you could escape, but she's always going to like be around to get you. Basically, if you see her, you want to grab as much of it as you can and just leave the second you see her. Because you just cannot be in the facility or even on the moon itself. But like you outrun her. That's basically it though. Let's have a C. The hoarding bugs or the hoarding beetles. Um, they're fine. However, what I've noticed whenever I like play it, I've never found their loot pile, which is it's. I mean, if you find your loot pile, great because if you have stop signs or shovels, you could kill them and then take the stuff. That's fine. However, they move around so much and they get near you so much that like they end up attacking you anyways. What I've seen, and it's just why, like, why deal with it? It doesn't make quite a bit of sense. So for me personally, it's like, really, like there's, I'm glad that they're in the game because they give you some benefits, but I feel like sometimes it's kind of just they just bump into you, and or they're around you all the time, and you just have to deal with them, and now they're fighting you. But they are easy to kill, and they don't do much damage, which is fine. Also, the sounds that they make are really, really nasty. It reminds me a little bit of the spider, but it's not the spider. Sometimes I think it is. But yeah, hoarding bugs there. Um, Another C category. I think. Um, uh, the snare flea. This could be a B. Um, because B is like for me. You know what? I'm gonna put this B, and the reason why. Here's my argument. If your team just do not have a stop sign or shovel, and there's no exit around you, you literally just die. Yes, they're easy to spot. That's why they're not like any higher. That's the only reason why I put them C. They're easy to spot, and if your team has that, they could just knock it off you. But let's say you're like, if you're on the first moon of your first like for your first quota and stuff like that, uh, and you just happen to like run into this not paying attention, or you're running away from something else, and this drops on you, you literally can't do anything. There's nothing you could do unless you're at the exit that you could do something. You will 100% die, which I think is really, really like nasty, and it's really like oof. Like you're always in those earlier moons that when you don't have anything, you always want to keep looking up, because if not, then you're screwed. Next, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the circuit bees. Now, in my latest video, if you've seen it, me and my three friends we got squad wiped by the circuit bees. We had someone go in, grab it, they died, and then the roaming ones got me and my friend. When I came out of the building, they got me, and they are pretty annoying, but they're also really valuable on the earlier moons and even some later moons. Like they sell for a lot, and that could help you. That in itself, like, I think I've had ones like 108. That is basically like your first moon quota, which is amazing, and they're good for profits, stuff like that. They're really really worth keeping. But yeah, I'm gonna have them there just because of that. Um, oof. I think. Mm, mm, the roaming giant. I'm going to put. I'm gonna put him in A because it is sometimes like if you come outside of the facility, right, in the because you respawn later on. If you have too much stuff, you cannot outrun. You need to drop the stuff and run because you'll be less slowed. You move faster. So in the later parts, yeah, they're easy to get away with because they're kind of stupid. I'm not sure if you guys really like even roaming locusts like distract them, or bees distract them as well, which is fine. But if you have like a lot of stuff on you and you're trying to make it back to the ship, it is very hard. And if you have to deal with them and also the eyeless dogs, how do you do that? You're running from the giant and then you have to stop and crouch walk. I feel like that's so evil and it's ridiculously hard. That's why I'm going to put both of these together because they coincide with each other. Obviously, I think the eyeless dogs are B because, I mean, you just crouch walking, you're kind of fine. Unless you have to make some type of jumps, but I just think they're B. But giant, I think, because they can see you, and if you're just holding like a lot of stuff, you physically just can't. Also, I'm pretty sure with the eyeless dogs, if you're holding the robot that makes constant noise, I'm pretty sure you literally have to leave that up behind because it'll hear it. As well as your walkie-talkie, if you have your walkie-talkie on, I'm pretty sure they hear it as well. So I think, like, I'll put eyeless dogs B because I think they're more easier to avoid than the giant, the forest keeper. That's what they call it. My bad, not giant. I mean, there are giants. However, they're only found in selected moons. They're only found in like March or Vow or something like that. Eyeless dogs are found in a lot more places, and these are obviously in the later ones. The giants are really easy to find. But compare the two, I think giants are way more annoying to deal with than the eyeless dog. All right. Next. I don't even know how to pronounce it. The hydrogen. I think I think the hydrogen could be a C, but also a B. And my argument for this is that it's easy to avoid. You just jump over it. It's easy to avoid. It could, however, it could kill you really easily. However, if it's blocking a doorway, you have to wait for it to slowly move towards you to then jump over it. And I think it's really, really annoying in that case. And if you're running from another monster, or if you're going through the gas leaks, you just happen to just run into it, I'm pretty sure you can hear it because it makes like a weird bubbly noise, like a weird like bubble noise, slime noise. But like you won't be able to see it, and you just accidentally just go into it, and then you're just dead basically. Um, yeah, I think the hydrogens, I think what they're called, they're okay. They could be really really dangerous in some areas, but without that, they're fine. Um, I don't know what this one's called. The spore worm, something like that. I've actually have yet to encounter this. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how annoying they are. I know you can just hit them and kill them and stuff. I don't know what they do that's like really dangerous besides chase you, but I think they're fine. Um, I think they're C mainly. I haven't run into them, so I've like really not much knowledge about them. But I've seen from videos, they're okay. They're not that big of a deal. Um, let's do an A tier. Okay, so coil heads. I know for some people, coil heads could be a C because all you do is just stare at them, and that is fine. However, I think that they are an A because it makes you like unless you have the team is watching, which is fine. If your entire team is watching them, that's okay. But like it's just like okay, at any point in time, it's always chasing you. Sometimes it is near impossible to even leave because you have to look away to use the door, and it takes so long that they kill you in time because of how fast they move. So I'm putting them there because it's absolutely like a nightmarish. Obviously, if someone watching them is fine, but again, it's like And if you stun grenade them, that's also fine. But it's like it's you need to stun grenade them only when you're trying to leave, because there's no way for this to like work basically in any other way. You need to just, because I've seen many videos of people looking away, trying to leave, and the bar fills up slowly, and then they kill you by the time the bar fills up. All right, next. I'm gonna put the thumper with this guy. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it in my games and also in some people's games. The thumper and the coil head are always together. No clue why, but they feel like they are. Maybe they're not, but they feel like every time I see a coil head, I usually end up seeing a thumper. If I see a thumper, I don't really see coil heads, but if I see the coil head first, mainly, there's always a thumper. I don't know why. It's like they're married. That's what it feels like sometimes. And the thumper is also annoying because they just chase you. You can't really get away from it. I mean, you could. I'm pretty sure you might be able to you could kill it. I'm pretty sure. Well, that's fine, but again, you need like a stun grenade. You need to stun it, or a zap gun. You need to do it. But like, they're kill you pretty easily. They chase you everywhere. It's very, very annoying. So I recommend just like, I don't know. Like, again, leaving almost is like the best scenario for this guy. So I don't know. I mean, let me know what you guys think about the thumper. And I want to know if you guys think that the thumper and the coil head are always together. In some cases, no, but I feel like every game I've played with the coil head, I always see a thumper, and it makes it near impossible to survive that. All right, we're gonna do another just leave. Jester. I think you guys know this. Jester is very annoying. However, the Jester, unlike the little girl, yes, he'll kill you, but at least if you just leave the building, you're fine. The little girl, you can't, like, even if you leave the building, she still chases you. The Jester is fine until you hear the music crank up. If you hear the music crank up, you need to just get out. Because, if you're aware of people who plays, like, Phasmo, the Diogen, in that game, it always knows, like, where you are. It, like, you can't hide from it. That's what this Jester is. It always knows exactly where you are. And it moves ridiculously fast, and it always gets you. So the best case scenario when you're dealing with a Jester is just leave, which is, very, annoying, but, it happens. All right, next, I'm going to do in B tier, I'm going to do the giant worm. And reason why for this, it's very easy to know what it's going to attack, because it makes a roar. That's fine. And it's easy to get out of the way. But if you're outside and, for example, like, there's an eyeless dog, like, around, you can't run. But the thing is with this guy, you need to run. So that's, like, the issue. And I think for some areas, it's like, okay, it's basically impossible to run while also trying to avoid an eyeless dog. So I'm going to keep it here. On their own, though, if you hear it coming, which is really easy, you can just run, and I'm pretty sure you're fine. But when these two are compared together, it is so annoying. Let's do, is it called the baboon vulture? Yeah, the baboon vulture. I think okay, here one by themselves, fine. In more than one, they're an issue. Because if you guys don't know what they do, the baboon vulture basically but they like try to come up to you, and they like get intimidated. So like if you have like a group of people against, and there's like one of these, they'll back away from you and they won't fight. They won't fight off. Like, they won't fight you or anything, because like, they get intimidated pretty easily. You could scare them, you could use their voice. However, if there is more than two, and even in a group, you are screwed. Like, because they will fight back. And it's just like absolutely like annoying. For team play, you need to like call out, hey, there's turkey, there's there's these guys, the baboon vultures, and we need to coordinate. If you are by yourself, or if everyone else is inside and you're going to deposit stuff, you just need to wait. You need to wait until your team gets out there. Because if you're by yourself, there's just no way you're dealing with one. And in a pack of them, there's no way. So, I don't know. The spider. The spider is very annoying. I'm gonna put this also at an A. It two-shots you, I'm pretty sure. And you could kill it, which is fine. However, it is very annoying to deal with because you kind of need to leave if you don't have a shovel or anything. You got because, or you need to stay away from that specific area. It makes things so much harder to like deal with because it's the entire hallway. Jumping over it works, I think sometimes, but you just need to outsmart it. I know the trick you could do with a spider if you're on a railing, you could kill it. If you're on a railing and you have a shovel or a stop sign, you could kind of just smack into it, and you'll be fine. But it just I don't know, man. It just seems very very annoying sometimes. The spider. And then our last one is the Bracken. I think he is an A. Listen, I know that you just need to stare at him and it's fine, but let's say you have a coil head. I'm not sure if coil heads and Bracken spawn together. If they do, it is very very annoying because you have a coil head. Look at the coil head the entire time. So let's say in areas you need to back up without turning away. This guy is always behind you. So it's just immediate death, basically. Like, if he's behind you, you back up into him, you die. And it's just, like, it's very Y-esque, if that makes sense. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think for him. I do like, one more thing I want to point out. I do like that you can know that he's there. If you find that, like, one room he spawns in, you know that he spawned. So it's a good heads up. And it lets you know. If you don't know, it's a little bit hard. But I mean, if you just glance at him, easy to deal with. If you just glance at him, he's fine. As long as you don't stare, like, you're fine. Just glance and you're good. But again, like, you can't glance at him if you're trying to look at the coil head, because the coil head is gonna end up killing you, or this guy's gonna end up killing you backing up into it. So it's very annoying. But let me know what you guys think about this tier list. If you disagree with any of the things I have, I'm fine. I hope you guys mainly agree with these two, because these two are near impossible to deal with. Again, I don't know this guy, the Spore guy, much, but if you think he's higher, then perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. Same thing with the Hydrogen. I'm okay with that as well. But yeah, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.